Hello, my name is Caleb Hicks. I've been riding for a year now. I'm 13 years old right now. I've been learning how to ride a dirt bike from the Moto X Academy.
Hello, Albert here with Cameraman Cam.
Here we are
back
again.
in another episode of Pro vs. Am featuring Cameraman Cam.
Funny story.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be me jumping that 100-footer, but then I won.
Yes. Turns out he doesn't have to jump the 100-footer.
Hallelujah.
But we're going to work this downhill. We've done a Pro vs. Am video on the same section in reverse going up the hill. In my opinion, it's more difficult going down for me because I had such a good line going up that it was pretty basic. But going down is dangerous. I think people take for granted that, oh, this is downhill, this is easy. They don't take the time to set up for the section at all, and they end up going diagonal across all the bumps. I don't want to say too much. We'll send Cameraman Cam first. The Am will go first, then the Pro will go. Then I'll try to give him some tips so he can improve, and we will go from there. This is kind of cheating because Cam knows exactly how I'm going to teach this section, and he's smart enough to kind of like really set these lines up. But riders tend to get ahead of themselves, which ends up, they close themselves off and they create tighter turns. Okay, so line choice wasn't horrendous on that. I don't know if you guys picked it up, but he was getting engine brake the whole way down. So he's in third gear, he needs to shift up to fourth. If we're going downhill and riding any section that's rough, if you're in a low gear and the bike's revving and getting that engine brake, it's gonna weight the bike down and it'll make it deflect more off the bumps. If he shifts up to fourth, the bike will free up and float over the bumps a little better. Good. So that was fourth instead of third. I didn't even have to tell him, so that's perfect. Cam was saying he thought it'd be impossible to clear that tabletop, and the reason is what he's doing down here, so we'll make our move. The problem is by the time he gets to the end of it, he's going dead center in the track, which is never a good thing because everybody goes dead center in the track, so that will always be the most rough part.
I feel like, dude, my line into that corner is sick.
Really?
I'm jumping right to the outside, going around everything, and just slamming the corner. It feels so good.
jump over all of them. Oh, nice. Okay, good.
All right, your turn. You want a helmet? I noticed something interesting that you just did.
What?
You hit the rear brake.
Oh, I did it. Did I do that every time?
I just noticed it the last time.
I hit it for a second and I got off of it. I wasn't supposed to do that. I came over the hill a little too fast. The reason I did hit the brake there is because riding a motocross track is a compromise. So you have to be willing to give a little bit of time up in places to be able to gain it in others or create safety. So the common mistake here is people will bomb down the center of this hill in the center, which is wrong, and then also too fast, which will then drift them to middle left by the time they get towards the end, which is, although you were trying to set at the beginning, you were rushing it just enough to where you were still ending up in the middle, down bottom. So, which is the same exact mistake people make coming up this thing, in that they kind of have the idea of what to do, but they don't fully follow through with it because it feels too slow. But it's not. It always ends up being the same speed or faster and way more safe. The way I was just describing to somebody what a braking bump is, it's like going across a log in the woods. You're taught to not go across a log diagonally if you can avoid it, right? Because it's always gonna give you a weird kick or push the front end out, whatever that is. Same thing with a kicker. Square up and hit a kicker straight. The dangerous part about this downhill is people are turning where the turns are and hitting all the braking bumps, and that's why crashes happen. I was just told that this weekend there was like 12 or 15 people that crashed coming down this hill. If they took the time to get set up, make the pivot, and then go straight across the bumps, it actually becomes quite easy and it's so much more safe. And it gives me a huge run when I get to the bottom of the hill for that table. So my recommendation to you is go a little more left here, right at the top. It's all about setting it up at the top.
Yep.
And go slower.
Yep.
Because when you get to the right-hand part, did you notice how close my foot peg was to that embankment?
Wicked close.
And do you remember how close my foot peg was to the embankment when I came up the hill?
Yeah.
It's all about setting up that first part. Then the key, if you do it right, you'll feed right into that nice outside rut that goes around all the bumps right at the bottom.
I think there's one last thing. You in fourth?
I was in fourth. Were you in third every time?
I was in third every time.
Every time?
Every time.
Okay, so I said to the camera first pass that you went by, I'm like, he's in third, he's got to upshift to fourth.
That time I was in second.
Oh.
Yeah, I screwed up bad the first one.
Okay, yeah, interesting. So I thought that was third instead of fourth, but that was second. Yeah, so this corner should be in third here.
Yeah, and then shift up.
And then shift up to fourth, and you just leave it in fourth all the way till you hit.
Where did you shift? In the air or up there?
Back there.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You want to be just set up, have your feet in the balls of pegs by the time you come through here, so there's no other adjustments to make. What?
You just have your feet on the balls of the pegs.
That's how you would unlock that tabletop. Without doing
Really?
that correctly, you will not ever clear that tabletop.
Well,
oh, by the way, guys, I
is
forgot
fun.
my goggles, which is why I have these on, so sorry.
Right. Sorry, Fox. Sorry, Kenny.
That's a good first way to do it, is to just scout the line out, right? And not to hit it at speed. Now he knows how to get there, and then you can just add a little bit of momentum and speed to that each time he goes through. If you're riding it at speed and trying to make those adjustments, it just is 10 times more difficult. All right, now the key to adding speed is adding speed. He's got to twist the throttle. So, how did it feel? Your last one was your best one, by far.
It's very hard to be that patient.
Yeah. The first few, you had the right angle created, but you were just not, you were going so slow.
My first few, I wasn't going far enough left to set up for the right.
It takes just complete over-exaggeration of the line. Like, come in further left than what you think, wait on your cut-in. Like, wait, and then cut in, because if you cut in too early, then you're gonna have to get to the embankment and go around it. So you have to make sure that, if that makes sense, right? If the embankment's like this, and we cut in here, then we've screwed up the angle. You have to wait, and then cut in at the end of the embankment. So that's key, which is tricky because there's a bump right when you have to make that cut.
So that was what I was having trouble with. The first few I hit the bump, the second few I went around it.
If you do it correctly, you get to the left of that first big bump.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then you drop into that pocket that I was wheeling.
Right, which I was not wheeling.
I will say, even as slow as you're doing it, by the time you got to the base of the jump and over the jump, you were going way faster, especially the last one.
Yeah, over the jump way faster.
So I think you'd be surprised. And it's just less energy and more safe.
Right.
You just have to learn how to be a little bit more efficient and just faster with the cut. You were like going super slow, which is fine.
All right, nap time for AJ.
Okay. Who won?
Not me.
I need a nurse with an IV. We're falling apart. Okay, well, that was fun. We learned a little something this time.
Yep.
I'm definitely gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a bath with some Epsom salts. Epsom or Sun?
Epsom.
Maybe go to the IV, get a IV. Maybe have some B12, vitamin C. What else you got? I'm gonna fill that IV with everything I can find. Okay. Toodaloo, that was fun.
Yep.